Did you know that in less than 100 years, polar bears could go extinct? It's a shocking fact and hard to believe, but according to statistics, in 80 years, there is a high chance that these beloved creatures may vanish from the face of Earth. But why? This and many other modern problems involve a phenomenon called global warming, which is essentially the rise of temperature on Earth. But it's much more complicated than that. The liberation of some gases in the atmosphere, mainly carbon dioxide, is part of a natural process called the greenhouse effect, which, in control levels, is responsible for controlling the Earth's surface temperature by retaining heat within it, allowing for life to exist. That said, when the levels of gases go up too much, problems start occurring. One of them being the rise of the atmospheric temperature, commonly known as global warming, already stated before. This rise in temperature results in effects like the melting of polar ice caps, which directly affects species such as the polar bears themselves, and is one of the greatest enemies that contribute to the downfall of Earth's fauna and flora diversity. Not only this, but the melting of the ice in polar regions also has a significant effect on the rise of the sea level, which already grows at a rate of about 3 millimeters every year. Right now, it may not seem like much, but if this keeps on, in a couple tens of years, coastal areas will eventually vanish just like the polar bears, swallowed by the waves and currents derived from the ever-growing sea. Now, you're probably thinking, that's terrible, and it is, but there's a solution. As we all know, in general, plants on Earth perform photosynthesis, which is a process essential to their survival, but is also responsible for the exchange of carbon dioxide for oxygen in the atmosphere. With that, now we can speculate on ideas as of how to counteract this increasing problem in our world. Planting trees. Large problems like this usually require large solutions, in this case huge plantations of trees and other plants to control the levels of CO2 in the atmosphere. But that's not necessarily the truth. In fact, you can help. Instead of funding large organizations to go out and plant trees out there, we can start little. Very little to be honest. Simply plant a tree. That's it. Just plant a tree. Wait, what? Plant a tree? Yeah, plant a tree. If each one of us adheres and this movement goes on, can you imagine the size of it by the end? If each person that watches this video plants a tree, we'll be slowly but surely contributing to the reduction of CO2 in the atmosphere, meanwhile encouraging others to do the same. With that, this movement can grow, and while it may not be an immediate solution, it doesn't mean it still isn't one. Also, it doesn't matter if conditions aren't favoring, just pushing this idea forward by any means is enough. A long-term but effective solution that we all can help with. Isn't that awesome?